The NBA world has been nothing short of electrifying this past week, filled with debates, speculation, and jaw-dropping moments that continue to shape the narrative of a league defined by both its present icons and future superstars. As discussions ignite across studio desks and fan circles alike, one thing is clear. Basketball is not just a game. It's a living, breathing drama. When asked whether Anthony Edwards is poised to become the next face of basketball, the response was met with skepticism. While Edwards dazzles with explosiveness, charisma, and an ascending trajectory, the argument pivots sharply to Jason Tatum. Tatum, still only in his 20s, has already amassed an NBA Finals appearance, multiple All-Star selections, and a string of playoff runs that validate his consistency and elite talent. The spotlight often seems to bypass Tatum, yet his resumed demands respect. It's easy to be swayed by fresh narratives, but when you scrutinize accomplishments and impact, Tatum stands tall among the league's elite. The notion that he's underappreciated despite carrying Boston deep into the postseason year after year is a testament to how easily greatness can be taken for granted in an era of short memories and instant highlights. Meanwhile, Donovan Mitchell's playoff dominance continues to fly under the radar, but that should change now. Since arriving in Cleveland, Mitchell has reshaped the Cavaliers' offensive identity. His seamless fit, reminiscent of his bubble-era brilliance in Utah, has once again come to the fore. That 36-point-per-game burst in the 2020 playoffs wasn't a fluke. It was a preview. And now, as the Cavaliers advance with poise and execution, Mitchell is not just playing great basketball. He's reminding the world that he's one of the most dynamic two-way guards in the league today. As Cleveland prepares to take on Indiana, the underdog narrative may finally start to tilt in their favor. If you're not watching Mitchell, you're missing a masterclass in playoff leadership and execution. But perhaps the most pressing storyline is unfolding in Milwaukee, where whispers around Giannis Antetokounmpo's future are growing louder with every passing day. Is it fact or fiction that Giannis should consider leaving the Bucks? It might be closer to fact than the city of Milwaukee would like to admit. Loyalty has been Giannis' trademark, and it led to one of the most awe-inspiring championships in recent history. But even loyalty has limits, especially when paired with a deteriorating roster, ballooning tax bills, and dwindling assets. With Damian Lillard sidelined and the core aging out of its prime, the Bucks are staring down a harsh reality. Their future is mortgaged, 6 first-round picks gone, and their present looks fragile. At 30, Giannis deserves to compete for championships, and right now, Milwaukee may not be equipped to give him that path. Eyes now turn to the NBA Draft Lottery, dubbed this year as the Cooper Flag Lottery, which could redefine the balance of power in the league. 2 franchises, San Antonio and Houston, loom as potential game changers. The Spurs, already in possession of Victor Wembanyama, could shock the league if one of their 2 lottery picks lands in the top 4. Imagine pairing Wembanyama with another elite rookie, perhaps even Stephen Castle, and suddenly San Antonio becomes a nightmare scenario for every team in the Western Conference. And what if the Bucks consider a total rebuild? The idea of Giannis joining a team like San Antonio or even Oklahoma City becomes tantalizingly plausible. Oklahoma City, in particular, has quietly built a war chest of assets, both in draft capital and young talent. If there were ever a time to cash in, it's now. Picture Giannis alongside Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a duo that could potentially mirror the modern evolution of the Tim Duncan-Manu Ginobili dynamic. Speed, power, vision, and tenacity all wrapped into a roster ready to compete now. The Thunder aren't just a feel-good story anymore. They're a legitimate contender with the means to swing for the fences. As all this unfolds, Victor Wembanyama continues to defy human proportions. A recent photo of Wembanyama alongside Spurs legends Tim Duncan and David Robinson sent shockwaves through social media, not just of nostalgia, but for the sheer scale of the young French phenom. Robinson, a legitimate 7 feet 1 inch, appears dwarfed. Duncan, himself a physical giant, looks almost ordinary beside Wemby. And yet, we've come to learn that Wembanyama may have grown even taller, possibly reaching 7 feet 6 inches. His combination of size, fluidity, and skill is something the NBA has never seen before. He's not just a player, he's a generational anomaly. The image captured this week may one day be viewed as the symbolic passing of the Spurs torch, from the Admiral and the big fundamental to the future of the franchise. In the end, all these storylines converge on a singular truth. The NBA is evolving at a blistering pace, and the decisions made in the coming months, by stars like Giannis, by franchises like San Antonio and Oklahoma City, and by the fates of bouncing ping-pong balls, will define a new era. One built not just on talent, but on timing, vision, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. The league is on the brink of another transformation, and if you're not paying attention now, you might just miss history in the making.